Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a Saturday evening episode of Ted's Brew Cellar, the premier alcohol review show here on YouTube, with me, your most gracious host, Ted. Now, it is currently 7:24 on the 10th of October 2020, the year of the Great Apocalypse. So, I hope I'm finding you all in a good state of affairs and well-being, and if I'm not, then I hope things improve for you very, very soon. Now, I did quite a bit of work today. I did quite a bit of sort of application reviewing, and I thought I'd treat myself with something that's not only got a bit of alcohol in it, but is also maybe a little bit indulgent. So, today we're going to be taking a look at Orinoco, which is a mocha flavoured milk stout by Drygate Brewing Company. I can't remember if I've reviewed anything by Drygate Brewing Company. Someone will have to let me know in the comments section down below, or I could not be a lazy bugger and I could just look through my video library myself. But I'm pretty sure I have drank a couple of their drinks before. Generally, they are pretty consistent. I've had a couple of theirs that are pretty disappointing. I think the lowest I ever thought of one of their drinks was still like a 6.5 though. So generally they are pretty consistently decent. It says on the back here, we might not mix it by waterfall, but this river of chocolate is just as smooth, rich and decadent as anything an Oompa Loompa could concoct. South American coffee beans and cacao nibs bring our roasty, bittersweet milk stout to life. This award-winning beer evokes flavours and textures of dark chocolate ganache, caramel latte, and toasted marshmallow, melting into a velvety espresso. Go with the Orinoco flow. Drygate Brewing Company have been making beer in the historic heart of Glasgow. Oh, so they're a Scottish brewery. Okay, nice. Since 2014. Oh, so they're quite a young brewery as well. We brew with open doors and open minds. We believe good beer can come from anywhere and anyone. Collaboration with our community is at our core. We love showcasing creators of beer, food, art, design, music, comedy, poetry, and more. Okay, so they're dabbling quite a few different things. I hope that doesn't sort of... I hope that reflects more so in the drink that it's, a vibrant and interesting and tasty drink, less so than, its flavour will end up being messy and confusing of a bunch of different clashing influences. But I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt and hope that this is a good one. Because I've had sort of coffee-flavoured porters and stouts in the past, and they've been all right. It is 6%, so it's a bit stronger than the drink we reviewed yesterday. And I've got to say, I really like the design and mixture of beige, caramel, black, purple and pink on the front of the can. It looks very, very handsome. So yeah, 10 out of 10 for the design of the can. Very, very stylish. I got this one for, what was it? It was £2.79. This one from the Wine Barrel and Western Road in Hove, £2.79, which I think is decent for a craft beer of this size. So let's give it a sniff and see what our first impressions are like. It does smell a tiny bit like of a watery tint, but it's not too bad. Actually, that might just be more so the cacao nib sort of flavour coming through there. So it smells good. It smells like a 7 out of 10, I think. It's not the most remarkable smell, and the smell is a bit one note, so I'm not really sure what to make of it. It just smells like watery, sort of kind of chocolate. But then again, that might just be a bit misleading. And that isn't a bad smell, actually. So just a quick palate cleanser of water before I taste this. Although I will say, I smelt something similar before I tried that Millionaire Shortbread Stout about a year ago, and that ended up being quite disappointing. So hopefully this is better. But anyway, on to the most important part of today's video, the actual tasting. So let's see what this little bugger is like. Bottoms up. It doesn't taste much of coffee, but there's a little bit of a bittery, cocoa-y coffee sort of tint at the end, but it's really not that much. And the main flavour is the cocoa nibs, which are very... no, I'm starting to get a bit of coffee. For the first few sips, actually, which is quite interesting. You don't get much of the coffee in there, But yeah, now I'm drinking it, I'm noticing more of an undertone of like espresso or like mocha sort of flavoured, sort of like coffee underneath the beer. Like the main beer flavour there is kind of like this sort of, admittedly, I guess for some it could probably be quite an overpowering taste of cocoa. For me, it's kind of just about the right amount. But you don't really get that coffee flavour initially. You only really get it once you have a few sips of it, and what, 2 or 3, like once it starts getting going, the flavour starts mixing around in your mouth. But once you do get a sort of distinct flavour of like mocha mixed with like basically a standard milk stout. And then this sort of like, this sort of like natural sort of sweet cocoa nib sort of taste at the end that adds like this interesting little sort of juicy tint at the end. It's really nice. I really like this. It's probably, again, I think probably the best stout or porter I've ever tried is probably that peanut butter one I reviewed a couple of months ago. But this comes damn close. This is really, really good. Like I said, the cocoa nib taste could probably be scaled back just a tiny, tiny amount, but not. It doesn't have to be by that much, and it could probably be left just the same anyway, because this is still like overall a decently balanced flavour. It is good. I think, based on the fact that it is generally an enjoyable beer, and the fact that it does live up to the description of being a mocha milk stout, I'm going to have to give it an 8.5 out of 10. But it only just about gets into sort of like elite level beer. I think it is held back a bit by the fact that the cocoa sort of flavour is somewhat overpowering. Not for me personally, but I can imagine for someone else it might be. But generally, it's got a good sort of smoothly brewed flavour, if not a little bit imbalanced in some places, and the texture is smooth as well. And it definitely doesn't have as much of that sort of like watery undertone that you get with a lot of other craft sort of like flavoured porters and stouts. So it's definitely got that going for it. And yeah, it is good. It's generally really, really good. Again, I'd say I probably prefer the peanut butter one slightly more, but hey, this is still damn good, you know. So yeah, well done to Drygate Brewing Company. You've done yourselves tremendously proud. I am going to buy this again in the future, and I will definitely buy it for my brother, who himself likes a good craft beer. So, if you guys like this video, I would appreciate it if you left a like, share, and subscribe, but only if you want to. And if you want to check out anything else I do online, I'll leave the links to my social medias and other YouTube channels in the video description down below. And as always, if you want to leave any suggestions for any other ideas or suggestions of drinks that I review in the future on this show, then by all means leave your ideas and suggestions in the comment section down below. But until next time, I've been Uncle Ted here on Ted's Booze Cellar. Have fun, stay safe with whatever you're doing, don't do anything I wouldn't do, drink responsibly, know your limits, wash your hands, take a mask with you to the shops, and I'll see you guys at the bar next time on Ted's Booze Cellar. Ciao.